you attempt any of these tasks, you will have to be stretched. So, since I have already stretched, I'm not going to do everything as long as I would have done if I wouldn't have been stretched yet. You will have to stretch your ankles because you need them for every one of these tasks. Oh, and make sure that for every of these tasks you have a mat or some grass, or at least a not too hard surface under your feet. Before you attempt the handstand, you should make sure that you have strength in your hands and strength in your legs. So, these are the phases you will be going through. You will kick off with your leg, and while you're kicking off, you're going to go down with your body and touch with your hands at the same time. So, kicking off, of course you can practice that without really doing a handstand. You should just do it like this. You will fall a little bit forward, but that's good because you have a handstand you want to do. So, and you will have to fall forward for a handstand. So you can just go like this and just swing up, and maybe, if you feel ready, you can just put your hands down on the floor, and again, and you will see that you won't swing the same all the time. So, now the actual task. You will go down until you have your hands on the floor with the whole hand, and then kick up with both feet, but not at the same time. For a few drills, you can do is just your legs bent as much as you want to, then just jump up. So, or if you feel more secure, you can just go into a push-up position and put one leg forward, which would be preferably your better leg, with which you would do the handstand. So, then you would kick up, exactly as if you would do the handstand. Just, it's not that scary because you're not starting from a standing position. So, you would kick up and at the same time, try and get as high as possible. Then you can end as, if you're in your handstand, you can go down as if you were in a normal handstand. So, a few things will definitely happen to you. This is what probably will happen to you first. Don't jump off enough and you will definitely not come up into your handstand position. And this will definitely happen to you too, probably a little later. I swung too much and arched. But even if you don't swing too much, you can arch too, which would look something like this. Then but you shouldn't arch. So, if you arch, try not to arch. Try to stay stiff, have your body stiff once you're in the air with both legs. So now let's go on with our cartwheel. A cartwheel is this task. So, you will basically start the same as in a handstand. So, you will go up, swing up with one foot, touch with your two hands, but not at the same time. First, the hand, which is with me the right hand because I have my right foot forward, but you will be standing like this and then going up. So, you will be swinging up again, but this time you will not be parallel to your feet, to your one foot, but you will be like this. So, you can just go down, swing, swing, kick off with your second foot, and go over with your first foot, and land with me the left foot. The foot that was behind your other foot when you started. I prefer to start with a straight leg, but some people prefer to start with like this. So just choose whichever is easier for you. And now let's go on for a few drills. You can just have one hand on the floor, be as much down to the floor as you want to be, have your legs bent as much as you want to have them, and have one hand on the floor. Now, jump up and go onto your other hand. You can try to do that on or over something like a pillow. And go higher and higher. If you want to, I'll just take the pillow as an example, but if you have something much higher, you can put your hands onto your pillow and jump off and jump over. So, after that I would recommend starting in this position and just jumping over your hands again. Of course, you can try and have one hand first and then the second one. It might be a little scary because it won't look very well. Very good. So, you can do that, and after that, you can just attempt your skill. Of course, you can have somebody spot you, and they would have their hands by your, I don't know what they're called, here. And they would just hold it, but you would have to try not kick them into their face. Since I don't have a spotter, I can't show you. I don't have a spotter here now. So, you could, and if you want to do this, you can just go for it and try to do this. And just go into half of your cartwheel and cartwheel up into your handstand. Of course, this will help for your handstand too, but I would class it rather as a cartwheel because you're practically there. And then the one thing you will really have to think about is which leg will have to hit the floor first once you have both legs on the floor, in the air. You should always have the one behind starting, behind touching the floor first and then the other one. So it would look something like this if you wouldn't have. This doesn't look good and it's not correct. So, of course, always try and have your landing Because if your landing looks something like this, of course you have your cartwheel, but it doesn't look that good. So you can practice your landing after you have your cartwheel. And don't be scared, your cartwheel will look something like this if you first attempt it. But this isn't a tragedy. You can work on it and always try and have your legs stretched because they have to be straight, or well, they don't have to be, but it looks much better. So I think that's it for a cartwheel. Now let's get on with a back bend. So I was never able to do these, even though they're very easy actually. But I don't know why, but I was too scared or something. I'm sorry if they don't look that good. So you will have to be standing with your feet apart as much as you want to have them. I mean, of course it looks the best, and it's actually correct if your feet are just very little apart. And it's the hardest too. And it doesn't really make sense to have it like this because you will have to be very stretched here. So I would recommend something like this. Go down and look at your hands while you're pulling down. So something like this. It is a little scary, so you can try and do it here. And just go down. Of course, on this couch, I kind of slid with my hands, so try and get a non-slippery, not slippery, but I think you know what I mean. You can try and do that like from farther apart and then try and do it on a lower object. Until you get down to the floor. This will help you get over the fear. You can also try and do it on a softer surface. Like I'll take the couch again. And but for me this is a bad thing because I'm kind of going to fall off, so I'm not going to demonstrate this perfectly. But look here. Something like this. Yeah. Ugh. This didn't work. But you can try it somewhere else. Not necessarily always on the floor. Of course, if you're just scared of falling backwards, that's the drills I have. If you don't have your back perfectly, just have somebody spot you on your back so that you won't fall, and on your legs so that you won't be too much in the front. Because if you are too much in the front, it will go forwards instead of backwards. So I think that's it. Please like, comment, and subscribe if you like this video. I would love to know if this video was helpful, and I should make more videos like this. So please write into the comments if this was helpful. But this was not my first video, so it's probably not the best quality, and I probably stuttered a whole lot. Yeah.